All right, welcome, guys. This is Breakfast with the Brand. I am your host, Junior Frederick, and you are now tuning into the number one podcast in the world for entrepreneurs and leaders who want to go from bland to industry leading brand. You already know the protocol. So if you are now coming in, two things. Number one, put some flames in the chat. Number two, let us know where you're listening in from. So before we get into it, I want to send a quick shout out and say phenomenal morning. I see we have Shade Rivera. So Shade Rivera, phenomenal morning to you, brother. I see Michelle. All right, welcome, welcome. Shade and Michelle, I want you to put it in the chat. What is one thing that you are thankful for this morning? All right, see Coach B. Coach B, phenomenal morning to you. All right, guys. So as you know, while we wait for those answers to come in, Coach B, definitely put your answer in as well. Um, While we wait for those answers to come in, I just want to say that if you have been following the podcast over the last few weeks, we have been traveling to and from all the way across America, different states. And just like we taught in Speaking Like a Leader, we are leveraging the power of the free ease to get on stage. And that is, if you don't know what it is, your education, your experience, and your expertise. Right, guys? So bear with us. Shan may or may not be able to come on as frequently because he's traveling, but good news is he is in the building. Now, before I bring Shan on, and I want to bring him on this morning in a different fashion, a different way, something different. Who's in the mood for something different? Put a number one in the chat. If you're in the mood for something different this morning, put a number one. Let's see. So we bring up some of these comments. All right. So Coach B is thankful to see another day and also another opportunity. That's right. Once ever you're above ground, you've won. Right? Once ever you're above ground, you've won. So congratulations, Coach B. It's you and I, right? It's you and I. We're here today. Let's see. Shade. All right. So Shade says, thankfully, very grateful for breath and being able to breathe freely. You know, Shade, your comment, it reminds me of the little things that we take for granted. You know, just having sight, just being able to smell, being able to feel, being able to touch. We often take those things for granted. So definitely having the gift of life, the gift of breath, being able to breathe freely, that is definitely a blessing. Michelle says, I am happy and grateful for having my beautiful children who are healthy. So phenomenal, phenomenal thing, Michelle. Definitely put some flames in the chat for you. That is definitely a blessing. Charmaine, good morning. And I see Michelle. All right. So, Michelle, phenomenal morning. Thankful for life and blessings. Guys, I want to send blessings to every single one of you in the chat. And I want to come back to the question that I just asked a minute ago. Who's in the mood for something different? I'm about to bring Shan on, right, in a minute. But let's see. Who's in the mood for something different? Put a number one if you're in the mood for something different. And while we wait for those ones, I want to remind you, if you're viewing this live, one thing you want to do, in fact, two things, three things. You want to first like this video, right? So wherever you're looking, if you're on LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube, number one, like. Number two, share. Number three, subscribe. We're going to have some phenomenal things for you today. Okay, so I see the number ones coming in. Alicia, phenomenal morning. All right, guys. So without further ado, I'm about to bring on the man himself. This guy is the king of branding. If you don't know, now you know what we did in the pandemic. We turned the pandemic to a bandemic, like Shana often says, right? We went from crickets to digits in the midst of a pandemic. And I'm about to bring on the king of branding himself. But before I do, I want every single person looking to do one thing: put some more flames in the chat. Let's put some more flames in the chat before I bring him on. And I'm about to show you something. If you've been through Speaking Like a Leader, then you're especially going to enjoy this. All right, so Mr. B, without further ado, let's bring on Shan.
Word. Power is the sixth P in marketing that they don't talk about. Power is the sixth P in marketing that they don't talk about. If you get the 5 P's right, if you take one of those, just one of them, the name, the image, the likeness, the personal brand, the authenticity marketing, the packaging, the presentation, the place and the people and the price, if you take one of them, not all 10, just take one. This is called ideas, right? Just gave you 10. If you take one, you lean into that hard, you get to have a different conversation. Now, the next time we have a conversation, we have a different conversation. Just imagine if everybody here had a 0 added to whatever's in your fingertip. Would we have a different conversation? Would we have a different conversation? Would we be able to set policies differently in our communities and in our neighborhoods for our people and our children? What would that look like? I just wanted to have a conversation with you about the 5 P's of marketing. Add a 6 to it, add another idea to it. And if you just open your mind and you entertain for the slightest moment, you can absolutely change the trajectory of your life, your business, your legacy. What does that look like? Are you just doing this for a couple of hours? Are you just doing this for a couple of years, for a couple of minutes? Or are you doing this for a couple of decades, a couple of centuries? Because there's a couple people that had a different conversation. They had a different conversation.
All right, guys, we're back. Welcome back. This is Breakfast with the Brand, and I am your host, Junior Frederick. You are now tuned into the number one podcast in the world for entrepreneurs and leaders who want to go from bland to industry leading brand. Guys, so put it in the chat. How did you enjoy that presentation? Put a number 1 if you did. In fact, put some more flames if you did. While we're waiting for those to come in, I want to just send a quick shout out. I see we have Sandy and Jalita. So, Sandy and Jalita, phenomenal morning to you, right? Okay, I see Alicia. We do have those flames. All right, guys. So, I'm about to bring on another Shan Raiz. In fact, the real Shan Raiz. So, Shan, when you're ready, come out.
I've been ready, brother. I've been ready, right? Listen,
Yes,
guys,
sir.
I want you to take notes of what I was saying, right? When I was in the state. We travel so much right now. I believe that was Atlanta, right? And we were talking to some phenomenal entrepreneurs, and the message was the 5 P's of marketing. And I was talking about a sixth P, right? I was talking about a sixth P, and that sixth P is power, right? So you've got the promotion, the people, the presentation, the place where you do what you do, and then you've got the price. And if you get even one of those, if you get those right, if you dive deeply into one of them and you go from piece to piece to piece, product, place, positioning, presentation, the people, and the price, when you got those right, you add another P to the mix, and that's power, right? You have power when you get those P's correct. And when I talk about power, I'm talking about generational legacy changing power. And I went on during that talk to talk about the different conversations that people have had. We have conversations all the time, but when you're able to get those 5 P's right, so you can have a little bit more money in your bank account, right? And a little bit more depth to your conversation and your impact. So when you walk in the room, it's not just you, right? But it's you and the tribe that you have built, the people that follow you. Now we're having a different conversation. And the conversations that we're talking about now, you got to remember, everybody started somewhere. Everybody started somewhere. So it doesn't make a difference where you're at right now. It doesn't make a difference where you're at right now. Every single person started somewhere. The Fords started somewhere. The Rockefellers started somewhere. The DuPonts started somewhere. Sean Wright East started somewhere. The other people that you follow, the influencers that you follow started somewhere. Obama started somewhere, right? So no matter where you're at, just know that you're in the game. If you're not in the bed right now at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, you're in the game. You're in the game. And what happens during this game is completely up to you.
Very, very true. Very, very true. So I'm gonna say that one more time. What happens in the game is completely up to you. What happens in the game is completely up to
You
you.
get out of
So
it what you put into it.
very true, very true.
You get out of
So
it with
so
my daughter. Check this out,
uh-huh.
Junior. I didn't even tell you this. My daughter hit me. My daughter hit me, right? And she was like, "Hey, Dad, I see you at 10K followers on YouTube. I remember when you had 2, right?" And it was her and my son. She said, "You had 10K followers now. And I remember when it was 2, me and you." I said, "Wow." I said, "Wow." She said, you killing the game right now." I said, "We making a dent." I said, "We making a dent." I want you to understand, like, it doesn't make a difference where you at, but you got to start. You got to start, and you got to go hard, and you got to just know that things are going to work out. And then you have to take the steps, because I gave a presentation in our community, the Leadership Leverage, the other night, where I said, there's 3 styles of learning, or 4 styles of learning. One of those styles is super tense, right? So if you're super tense, you can't learn. You're stuck, you're frozen, right? You're scared to get hit in the face. You can't fight, right? And then there's the super loose, flexible, like spaghetti legs, right? Super loose. And you don't want to be super loose. Super loose says, "Oh, it's just going to happen. Good things happen to those who wait. I'm going to sit here, meditate, and manifest everything. And I'm not going to make a move," right? Stop it. Stop it. Wishful thinking is great, but you want to put the work behind it. There's a phenomenal book that says that faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. So it doesn't make a difference how great your faith is if your work can't be found. That's a fact.
It definitely
Right?
is. It
You
definitely is.
cannot expect what you do not give. Absolutely mandatory. And then there's the relaxed style of learning, where it's very flexible, it's very loose, it's very comfortable, but it's persistent, steady to the goal. And then there's patient. And you need those 2 you need to be relaxed, calm, and you need to be patient, knowing that it's going to come as long as you take the measured steps and what's required. So I just wanted to give you that real quick this morning as kind of like a wake-up call. Those are 4 styles of learning. You need the last 2. You don't want to be super tense, like a kid who throws up before a test in school, and you don't want to be super loose. Like, I don't have to study. Good things come to those who wait.
You know, it's so interesting you say that because I'm looking at it from the perspective of somebody who's just beginning. And I could remember myself. You know, sometimes when you're just beginning, it feels like you need success like yesterday. So it's guys, how many of you know what I'm talking about? Put a number one in the chat. You feel like you need success like yesterday. So it's very difficult naturally not to be tense, right? It's very difficult not to be tense. But when you said something there that's so powerful, and it reminded me of a concept, and that concept is, well, what I call having aggressive patience. Having aggressive patience. So having aggressive patience means that you're going hard, like somebody just put in the comments, right? So Alicia says you gotta go hard, which is very true. So you're having aggressive patience, you're going hard, but at the same time, you recognize, right? You recognize that it is a process and it's not gonna happen overnight. Um, so I just wanted to put that out there, just to sort of add on to what you just said, because I think it's important for people who just beginning to have that aggressive patience, so they're not lax. You know, they're not too relaxed. They're moving, but at the same time, they're not like, kicking themselves if they don't win like tomorrow.
Let me give you a. So you have to be a student at all times. You absolutely must be a student, but you have to be a student of different things, right? So I'm going to take you to nature. You got to be a student of different things, different bodies of study, different bodies of language. So there's psychology, biology, metaphysics. There's the animal kingdom. There's nature, and there's religion. So I'm a student of all of these things, right? I'm a super student. So the Quran says to study nature, and the truth will be found in nature. Look at nature for examples. I've given you examples through nature, right? I want you to think of a hurricane. I want you to think of a hurricane real quick. Hurricanes break buildings, break trees, drown people, break mountains in half. And you know what's left after the hurricane, though? You know what's left after the hurricane? The reeds. The reeds and the bamboo trees are left in
Mm,
third world countries after the typhoon or the hurricane blows through. I know you're familiar with hurricanes, right? In different land
yep,
masses, different geographics, are
yep.
more familiar with hurricanes than you might be in New York, right? But you hear about them in Florida, Panama, different places. But watch
St.
this.
Lucia.
Yeah, St. Lucia, right?
Yeah.
The nature that's left after the devastation takes place is the nature that's flexible, that which yields. Everything that is tense breaks.
Mm. Guys, come on, put some flames in the chat for that.
I'm just saying,
That was really
everything
powerful.
that is tense breaks.
It's true, and you know what, Chan? Let me add on to that. Me actually being from, so let me tell you, I'm from Saint Lucia. We have two seasons. I know you guys have what do you call it? Summer, autumn, winter, fall. We don't have any of that. All we have is a rainy season, dry season. Either it's hurricane season or it's not hurricane season. So I know all about that. And
Yeah.
even the biggest trees, right? Even the biggest trees, those that you might think are the most powerful, if they don't break, even if they don't break, they uproot. So if they don't break, they uproot.
Yes, sir. That's disconnected. That's being
Right.
broken. Let me say this too, right? I want you to understand this. Most people when they come around us, right? They look for a tactic. What do I do, Sean? What do I do? Right? I'm traveling, I'm speaking now. And when people get to speak to me one-on-one for any amount of time, they're like, what did you do? What do I do? And I always try to tell them, it's not a what, it's a who. It's not a tactic, it's a strategy. It's not any one thing that you do. Listen, if you guys aren't sharing this out, for the shame. If you guys aren't sharing this out to people, if you aren't sharing this on your page, for the shame. Share this out, help people. Like, if you're getting something from, I see all the flames in the chat. If you're getting something from this, share this to other people that need it, right? Because I'm not going to talk about tactics. I'm going to talk to you about strategy, long-term strategy. It's not a what, it's a who. It's not a what you do, it's a who you become. And why is it a who you become and not a what you do? I think we're almost ready for a break.
Yes,
Give me 1 second. Are we ready for a break yet?
60 seconds.
All right, cool. In these 60 seconds, I want you to hear this. It's not difficult not to be tense if you're faithful. Just let that sit. It's not difficult not to be tense if you're faithful.
Yes, so I think we're going to go to that break. Take us away, Mr. B.
Share this out. Takes 2 seconds to erode what it takes you 20 years to build when it comes to communication, reputation, leadership, and personal brand. You can work hard, go to school, get all of the degrees, and work for 20 years to build up something phenomenal, and then have a Will Smith moment. Yeah, then you have a Will Smith moment, and you don't even remember what happened. You just remember you kind of walking off the stage. But you left your 20 years right there. Anybody ever blank out? Say something they didn't mean to say? Wish they could pull it back? We're living in that time where soft skills are more important than hard skills.
Wow, look at that. That was very timely, right, guys? Soft skills are more important than hard skills. Shout out to Mr. B.
It's not the what, it's the who. It's not technical. It's not tactical. It's not tactical. The tactics are going to come. The tactics are going to come. The strategy is who you become. We told you.
Hold on. Say that one more time. The strategy
is tactical. It's not tactical. The strategy is who you become over time. So watch this. You said something that was super important before, in the middle of the content just a moment ago. You said the word success. What does that look like? What does that really look like? A person says I'm successful or feels like they're successful. Everybody here would probably feel like they're successful if they had $1 million, right? Well, as soon as you buy a watch, you ain't got $1 million no more. So if $1 million is your definition of success, when you get to $1 million, you're a slave. Because if you go buy a pen, if you upgrade your phone, if you go buy a bottle of water, you don't have $1 million anymore, and now you're no longer successful if that's your definition of success. So I don't like to use the word success. I like to use the word progress and process.
You know, that was super powerful. But I want to reiterate what you just said. When you said that the strategy is the who,
That's the who.
I think that might have went over a lot of people's heads. For example, how do I get to $1 million?
It's who you become.
There you
It's not
go.
what you do.
There you go. How do I become a closer? It's who you become.
It's
The
who you become. You have
strategy,
to become that. Yes,
that's
it's a
right. The
process.
strategy is the who.
It's a process and it's a process. It's a process and it's progress and process. Because watch this, guys. If you don't continue to flex the muscle, if you don't continue to build the muscle, you go back to wimpy, 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 and shrimpy, shrimpy, shrimpy. Right? So you got to work out. You got to keep working out. There's no such thing as arrived. It's a constant maintenance. It's a constant learning. It's a constant becoming. Myself included. We never make it. We never hit that spot where it's like, okay, I don't have to study anymore. Unless if you don't want to grow, that's true. But if you want to grow, if you want to continue to get better, if you want to continue to progress, if you want to have 10 million instead of 1 million, you've got to keep learning. You've got to keep striving, and you've got to keep seeing yourself as a child, an infant of learning. The moment you get cocky, you get Rocky. Rocky won. Rocky won. He lost that fight. He did good, but he lost. And you will too. The moment you get cocky, the moment you think you've arrived.
So Shan, I wanna I wanna segue a little bit.
Okay.
So the brand has so many things going on. I believe we will be in New York next week. Is that correct?
Is it next week? Nope. Next week we're in Virginia. So next week I'm speaking at West Virginia University Technical Conference. And I'll be speaking on authentic communication for leadership development. The week after that, it's Germany. And I'll be speaking at a psychology conference, a conference on psychology. I'll be in Berlin, Germany. And then the week after that, we're hitting New York for this is 50.com. So we'll be doing an interview on this is 50.com based around becoming the brand. There's a lot.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. And watch this. In between it all, we're going to have the brand challenge on the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Yeah.
Matter of fact, Shan, let's Mr. B, can you drop the link for the brand challenge somewhere in the comments? Just for the people who have not registered as yet. Let's just put that link there.
And drop it throw it on the bottom of the screen too. Put a footer down there so
Put it,
people that are watching from the outside, they can know where to go, what to do to become who they need to become. right? We're going to give you tactics, but we're more than tactics. We're going to give you strategy. So if you want to learn how to systematize, well, strategy first, strategize, systematize, and scale your business, do not miss this. Do not miss this.
So Shan, let's talk a little bit about that for the people who don't know what the brand challenge is, who
Okay.
are listening, may be interested. I just want to do a quick, I guess a rapid round, I guess Q&A sort of session, right? So, what dates are the brand challenge? When does it begin?
22nd, 23rd, and 24th. So it's strategize, it's systematize, it's strategize, systematize, and scale. So the first day, we're going to talk about business media and we're going to strategize. That's Friday. The second day, we're going to systematize. And I'm going to show you how to build your remote teams as well as your authenticity marketing model. And then we're going to scale, and you scale through your personal brand, or what we call your name, image, and likeness, as well as delegation or leadership through other people. That's how you scale. People have it so confounded, conflicted, and they're convicted, and they're inflicted with the misunderstanding. The misunderstanding is that you build and scale. No, you got to build, you got to grow, and then you scale, right? And there's a system that comes into place, and you scale through other people. You have to put the systems in, then you put the people in to run it. I could not be able to do everything I'm doing if I didn't have a team in place to hold it down while I'm gone, while I'm in the air, while I'm flying, while I'm speaking on stage. It wouldn't be possible if I didn't have the team. And that's why we couldn't just come out, do branded like a leader, and then hit the stage, because I had to build the infrastructure. And that's what I'm going to be going over deliberately and intentionally, in detail, finite. So in fine detail, in fine print, you're going to be able to see how we did what we did and we do what we do. And so that's so you can do it too. And you must be so inclined if you want to have a successful business. If you want to make a couple dollars and run around chasing the money every month and ending up with more month at the end of the money instead of more money at the end of the month, have at it. But it's kind of like hacking at a tree with the handle of an axe.
Wow, I'm imagining that as you're saying it.
I hope so.
That's some work, huh?
I hope everybody is, brother. It's like hacking at a tree, holding the axe and hacking with the handle. That's why your business feels hard. That's why it's so hard for you. When you submit to the process and you understand what the process is, you're able to progress past a point of frustration, being confounded, being conflicted, being by yourself, being alone, it being so hard. Come on, man. It doesn't have to be as hard. Come learn. Come learn. We're going to teach you through 3 days during the brand challenge.
Nice. So, second question, who is this for? Like, who should be at the brand challenge specifically?
Okay, so that's a phenomenal question. It is for business owners, entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, and speakers. If you have a business and you want to grow that business, come ye forth, right? We can help you. We can help you go from 0 to 4 to 5 to 6 and 7. So, and this is what we've done, right? So it doesn't make a difference where you're at in that compendium. If you've made 7 figures, this will help you go to 8. If you've made no figures, this will help you get to 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you're at 4, you can go to 5. If you're at 5, you can go to 6. And when you scale it, you can go from 0, like we did, to 7 in less than 2 years. In less than
Very
2
nice.
years, organically, no funnel, no ads, on your authenticity marketing using business media, a remote team, authenticity marketing, your name, image, likeness while you're growing your delegation and your leadership. That's right. Cricket's the digits. No matter what the pandemic, watch this. Cricket's the digits getting ready for the next pandemic because it's not over. Everybody's like, whoo, we got past that one. Wait for the next one. Wait for the next one. You was locked in your house for the first one. You was locked in your house for the first one. I always say winter is coming. I always say winter is coming. They gave a couple stimulus checks and people was like, oh, we're not going through anything anymore. Okay. Shh. Just remember that Sean said winter is coming and it's not over. You got to be prepared, guys. Watch this. The grasshopper and the ant. The ant and the grasshopper. Which one will you be when winter comes again, knocking on your door? Will it blow your house down, right? Or will you be flexible and able to yield because you're economically sound? That's where you want to be. That's right. You want to be in a place where it doesn't make a difference what happens. I don't have to leave the house. I don't have to leave the station. And if they open it up, then I'm going to fly and I'm going to speak. However, if they shut it down, let's go. We've mastered this space. Let's go. Right? And before you get my language twisted, when I say we've mastered, I mean we're in a state of mastery. We've been able to retire multiple people. We've been able to provide multiple jobs and income for people. And we've been able to teach people what they need to know so that they can do the same thing too. We've helped people leave their job. We've helped people start making $20,000 a month. We've helped people leave their jobs, spend time with their children and grandchildren, and stay comfortable in their skin from home. But it's never a mastered as in past tense. It's always a mastery as in constant learning, constant repetition.
So the next question is, how much does it cost to participate in the challenge?
One fell swoop. One fell swoop. Right? So to come in is $1, guys. To come in is one fell swoop. However, if you see the massive value that we add into your life and your business, then don't do anything and it'll cost $197 after the fact. I don't want to earn your money before I earn your trust. I want to earn your trust before I earn your money. So you come in, see the show for $1, and if you love it and know that it's added $20,000 of value to you, then $197 will come out later. It's a beautiful model. It's really a phenomenal model. So it'll cost you $1 to attend. $1. Who doesn't? If you don't have $1, boy, you need it more than you know. You need this more than you'll ever know.
You know, since we're on that subject, a lot of people have asked me, why $1? Like, when you say $1, people are like, well, why not just do it for free?
I love it. I love it. I love it. This is, and I'm going to teach you closing, right? I'm going to teach you closing. I'm going to teach you mindset. I'm going to teach you psychology of buyers. I'm going to teach you sales in this small statement. There's 4 levels of buyers, right? There's 4 levels of people. There are buyers in heat who know they have an immediate problem and they got to get that up off of them, right? They're willing to come in immediately. There's buyers in power, people who have the ability to pay but don't know they have an immediate problem. right? And those are good people. Those are the good people that you're looking for. Then you've got what you call tire kickers. Tire kickers and looky-loos, right? People who like the window shop. Bless her heart, my mother was one of them. She used to take me around the month of December. I promise you, this was like torture for children. She used to take me around the month of December. I'm in New York, and she would take me downtown and walk around Macy's. But we couldn't go in. It would be cold and it'd be snowing, and I'd be like, why? Why don't we go in? Like, I see stuff that I want. I see stuff that I like. And she would say, no, Sean, we just came to window shop. And I never, ever, ever understood that concept. And that's why I'm going in 2 weeks to sit at thisis50.com, because he got a song called Window Shoppers. He don't understand it neither. I don't understand the concept of window shopping. I like things. My wife likes things. My children love things. You guys want things, right? You need things. You don't need the window shop. So invest in yourself. First lesson. First lesson. But you got the window shoppers, the looky-loos, and the tire kickers, and then you got the people that simply don't see the self-value. They don't see value in themselves, and they'll never pay for anything that you have, even if it's $1. So we want to get rid of them immediately.
That's right. So essentially, we want to put you guys in a room only with people who are serious. Basically, that's basically what it is. We want to
It's
put you in a room
self-qualification.
environment. Yeah, self-qualification. I mean, if you really want to get into business and you can't spend $1 for your growth, then Sean, you
Self-identification
used something the last
and
time.
self-qualification. Go ahead.
You used a term the last time. I think it was it was pretty funny too. It was intellectual entertainment or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us
Oh,
about that.
yeah. So it's so sad, right? And we can go to the break after this, right? This point that I'm about to make. It's so sad when people you're trying to help want you to be the dancing bear. It's so sad when the population that you're trying to serve to the highest degree. You guys know, if you followed me at all, we've done 20-hour trainings. We've done 44-hour trainings. We have done 18 hours in 3 days. We've done we did a 2-month training for free, right? But this is the thing. When you train, you got to train people how to treat you when they meet you. I've learned by default. By welcoming everyone in, I realized there were some people who took advantage of that. And this is a lesson for your business and your business growth and development. Train people how to treat you when they meet you. There's 5 levels of pricing. There's bargain basement, there's average, there's premium, there's ultra premium, and then there's luxury. Now there's actually 7 levels, right? There's 7. Let me take you to the 7 levels. There's plus degrees on each side. So there's bargain basement, average, premium, ultra premium, and luxury. There's also ultra luxury, and then there's absolutely no value at all. Absolutely no value at all. You cannot put yourself in a position of absolutely no value at all, because when you do that, you're also training people how to treat you when they meet you. So you have to educate people, and you have to groom them and nurture them on how to treat you. And if anybody on this call has ever been in a relationship, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. So we're about to go to a break in 40 seconds. I want you to do this one thing for the time we come back. Put it in the chat. What is the number one thing that you have taken away this morning thus far? So put that in the chat. We'll be back from this break in 40 seconds. Speak to you soon. Let's grow.
Let's grow.
All right, guys, welcome back. This is Breakfast with the Brand. I hope you've enjoyed this phenomenal show this morning. As I welcome Shan back on, I want to just bring up a few of these takeaways. So let's see. So Alicia says, train people how to treat you when they meet you. That's right. Michelle says, success is not defined by money or material gains.
Ooh,
It
good
is
one.
who I become in the process.
There you go.
Let me read that one more time.
Yeah.
Success is not defined by money or material gains. It is who I become in the process. Very nice. All right. So Jackie says, you must teach people how to treat you.
Always.
All right. Shade says, take away no value at all is a death sentence, self inflicted.
Wow. There you go.
Wow.
There you go.
Alicia says, process and progress, mastery.
That's right. 100%. 100%.
100%. So Shan, as we get ready to sort of wind down on the show, I do want to talk about what we have going on in August. So for those of you who don't know, the brand is doing something in person in August. It's called the B2B Bootcamp. And I want to just talk about that a little bit, give some more information. A lot of people have been messaging me, sending me text messages, emails, etc., asking me for more information about that. First thing I want to do, so Mr. B, if you could, let's put the page for
Man.
that challenge, for that bootcamp somewhere in the comments. But Shan, while that is getting done, give the people a synopsis. So what is this? What is this B2B bootcamp? What is it about? Where is it going to be held? You know, the general gist of it.
Okay. So watch this. The most beautiful thing is where it's going to be held. It's going to be held in Myrtle Beach. Sunny, fun, sand with the brand, right? Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. That is like the epicenter when it comes to retreats, when it comes to fun in the sun, when it comes to vacation. So we're going to do it at a vacation resort. I promise you, this place is absolutely palatial, right? It's phenomenal. It's beautiful, gorgeous, the entire surroundings. I didn't want to take you somewhere that would be nice on the inside, but then you ain't got nothing to do afterwards. So this is going to be true luxury lifestyle living, right? I want you to take a walk on the good side, take a walk on the luxurious side. Business is not the easiest thing in the world. It doesn't have to be as hard as people make it out to be, but business can be fun. It should be fun. If you're not having fun while building your business, then you're going to be rigid, right? You're going to be stiff, and ultimately you will be broken. So this is for you to relax. This is for you to become patient. This is for you to be able to go outside and have fun before, during, and after the event. Now, ethically, I could not just fly around the world and speak in all these different places and not put on a show for my people. Ethically, it wasn't comfortable. I'm booked through October and November, right? Next year. Let me say that again. I'm booked through October and November next year. So as long as we are able to fly and speak, we're locked in. However, I'll never forget where I came from, and I'll continue to sow into the people because I don't want to do it on my own, right? I don't want to just be successful on my own or be progressing on my own or be flying around to speak on my own, be branded on my own. I want my team. I want my people with me. So I'm going to show you, walk you hand by hand over hand, while we're in the same room, same place. I want you to listen. If you could fly, swim, walk, train, bike to Myrtle Beach, get there in August 19th, 20th, and 21st because you're going to be in person. I promise you, if you feel like it's a lot of energy in the room, when I speak, when you come to show, when you come to the events, or the live events online, when you come to online events, if you feel like there's a lot of energy in the room, a lot of passion, if you ever took one of my courses, I promise you, it's going to be a lot different when I put my hand on your shoulder. right? It's going to be a lot different when I put my hand on your shoulder and bring you up on stage and ask you a couple questions or demonstrate some things for you live on the whiteboard and walk around with you and touch your shoulders and, lay hands. It's going to be different when we lay hands in the sand and have fun with the brand, right? For those of you who choose to, there's a phenomenal meal venue. There's so many things for you to do. You can bring the kids and have a vacation. There's a resort. There's amusement parks. There's aquariums. However, during the event hours, I'm going to show you everything you need to know to turn your little LLC real, BIG, right? And make your business a phenomenal brand. This is no hyperbole. I told you we'd be flying and speaking. Here we are. Now I'm telling you, this is the first one of many. This will be a continued event. However, there's nothing like the first. There's nothing like the first time. You are safe.
No time like the first time.
There's no time like the first time. You are safe. People are still like frozen. Oh, it's pandemic. Listen, we flying, we having fun, we touching people, we rubbing hands, kissing babies, going to events, taking pictures, making money. You can too. Do everything you can do to fly, swim, jog, run, bike your way to Myrtle Beach, August 19th, 20th, and 21st.
That's funny. That's really funny. I'm just imagining people actually doing that, actually riding and biking and.
You better.
But you know what I remember, Shan?
Listen, man. I took the train for 4 hours a day to get here. For months, years, and days. I took the Iron Horse, Long Island Railroad to the number 2 train. Breakdowns 2:00 in the morning. I'd be at the train station, reading, working, grinding, preparing for this day. If you think it's going to be easy, it's the wrong place for you. You need to go to one of those communities where they're going to lie to you. If you want the truth and you want the work and you want the results, you're in the right place. But do everything you can possibly do to get to Myrtle Beach on August 19th.
While you're speaking, I'm remembering Branded Like a Leader. I'm curious, is there anybody in the chat right now who was actually on the first edition of Branded Like a Leader?
Woo.
I'm not sure if there is somebody viewing right now who may have been on Branded Like a Leader when we did it the first time.
Oh, who was there? No.
Who was actually there? I don't think anybody.
No.
Nobody was actually there, right?
No.
But the people who are going through the recordings, like people have told me they've cried, they've they've had transformations, they've witnessed different stuff, and if you've been through Branded Like a Leader and you feel the energy, you feel the experience, you feel the shift, then this is the same thing. Myrtle Beach is gonna be the same way. It's Branded Like a Leader was the first, and there can only be one first. And Myrtle Beach is definitely gonna be the first as well.
Yeah. Don't miss it, guys. Don't miss
Check
it.
this out. Check this out, Shan. So Rebecca says, where is it? She says Bobby Jackson. So is Bobby somewhere? Is Bobby somewhere viewing this right now?
No, I don't
He might
believe
be.
so. I don't
He might
believe
be.
so. But he's in the leverage, right? He's in the group.
Yeah,
he's
he's in the
he's
leverage.
in the group. Listen, guys. Listen. Be that person. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't look for this one or who's that one. Be the one. It's not the what, it's the who. Right? It's not the what, it's the who. Listen, you know people in your life that have made monumental change. Think of the forerunners in your life. Think of the forerunners in your business. Think of the forerunners in your family. My great aunt was the first one to go to college. My father was the first one to write a book. Be the first one. Be the first one. Cut through the noise. Cut through the noise. Listen, you take loans to go to school and don't get anything but a job and debt and misery and suffering. You take loans to suffer. Do everything you possibly can do to come in the room with the people that are actually doing that what you want to do. We go to college and we learn, Junior. This is the educational system is real funny. You get an education to learn from people who learn from people who are doing the real thing. Right? You go to learn case studies from people who learn from people who are doing the real thing. The professors haven't done it. They're reading the same books that you can read.
True.
They're on YouTube watching the same stuff that you can watch. They're studying. I guarantee you that we will be a case study. My thing is study the case before it becomes a case study. Study the case.
Become the case. Just become the case, right?
Become the case.
Become the case.
Become the one. Stop sitting on the sidelines watching this stuff on tape, on camera, on the computer. Get in the room. Come to the source. There's power in proximity. Close the distance. Close the gap. That's what we're giving you the opportunity to do. You've heard my itinerary. Super busy. However, this is my most important feat. This is my most important task, and you are the most important population to me. Come out, have fun, see the other side of business life, and set your intention in the moment, in the room, so you can see it and feel it and hear it, smell it and taste it. That's how you get it.
Come on, guys. If you've enjoyed this morning, before we sign off.
Wait, quarantine is over. Come out and play. We outside. Come out and play.
We outside.
Yeah. Quarantine is over.
Outside.
Quarantine is over. Come to Myrtle Beach August 19th. Don't be the person to hear about it. Don't be the person to hear about it and watch the video on YouTube like, wow, I could have been out there. Ooh, they look like they having fun. Listen, jet skis, there might be a boat trip. Don't miss it. That's all I'm going to say. I ain't giving it all away.
Hey, guys, we outside. Listen, if you've enjoyed this morning's episode, put some more flames in the chat. We're about to log off. But before we do, let's just, in fact, Mr. B, let's put those links up one more time. Let's put the challenge. Listen, guys, the challenge is only $1. If you haven't registered yet, then
for the shame.
It's literally
for the shame.
Literally, like Sean, before we
for the shame. Listen, this is the thing we don't want to do neither. Don't push them. Don't pull them. Take your action. Make your decision. No. Who are you?
Yeah.
Decide who you are.
Yeah, people will do what they want to do at the end of the day. But all I'm gonna say is, we've literally made it. Like, obviously, we don't need $1, right? We've literally made it so that people could come in for like the lowest amount possible. The lowest amount possible. So, guys, listen, send this out to your people. Send this out to your friends, your family, your network, the people who need to be here right now.
That's a powerful point. That's a powerful point. Let me speak to that point for a moment, Junior.
Yeah.
One of the most. So the biggest thing about leadership development is self-awareness, right? This is where I exist. I exist at the intersection between branding and leadership development. 4 main components: self-awareness, self-regulation, emotional intelligence, and authenticity. I'll go through them again. I exist at the intersection between branding and leadership development. The four main pillars. The 4 main pillars and the 4 main tenets that hold up each table is self-awareness, self-regulation, emotional intelligence, and authenticity. Be authentic. Have the emotional intelligence to have the self-awareness and then relegate your actions and be honest with yourself. Say to yourself, you know what? I'm not the person that I wanted to be. I'm 40 years old. I'm 50 years old, and I'm not anywhere near where I wanted to be in my life. And take the action required to become the person. Stop looking in the mirror and settling for less. Stop looking in the mirror and saying, it's it'll happen one day. No, it won't. No one's coming to save you. However, you can make a choice and you can make a decision to save yourself. And taking action. It's going to require you coming out of your state. It's going to require you, when I say it's going to require you coming out of your state, it's going to require you coming out of your mental state, your physical state, your mental state, and your physical state. You're going to have to leave. Leave. They talk about Jesus going into the wilderness for 40 days. They talk about Moses going to the mountaintop. They talk about the Prophet Muhammad going into the caves. Listen, you're going to have to leave your state of mind and location and limitation. When you move, when we get you out of there, when we get you out of your house, we get you out of your comfort zone and put you in a room with high-level earners, high-level learners, where you can concentrate and focus on what's really at the task, you're going to get the results. And when you leave, you're going to take a part of greatness with you to become that part of greatness and return to the source over time. When you come to a meeting like this, after a meeting like that, this is going to mean 10 times more to you because you've been there and you've seen it. You've touched it. You put your hands on it. You know what it looks like. You know what it feels like. There's something different when you drive the car than just looking at the car or sitting on the porch about, that's my car. Don't be a kid. Let's be grown. Stop pointing at stuff saying that's mine. Stop watching stuff vicariously on a movie screen like you're going to the movies. This is real life. I'm a real person, and we're doing this for real in Myrtle Beach, August 19th. And watch this part. This is the hard part, guys, that a lot of people can't do. But the most genuine and the best of leaders can. Be self-aware enough and authentic enough to say, you know what? I'm not the person. I've been fronting. I don't want it that bad. I'm not willing to do what it takes. But I know somebody. I know somebody who needs this. And I know somebody who is the person. They'll take the risk. They'll fly to the conference. They'll see what there is to see. They'll do what there is to do. But it's not me. I'm not that serious. It's okay. 60K a year is enough. 50K a year is enough, whatever that looks like. If you're settling, I guarantee you that you know some people. You got some people in your phone that's not settling. Share this opportunity with them. Share this opportunity with them. Become authentic enough to help someone else if you're not ready yet to help yourself. And let's grow for real, for real. That's a hard act, but it's a real one. Be genuine, be authentic. Have the emotional intelligence and the wherewithal to say, listen, I'm not the person. It's not my time yet. But I know someone who is the person, and they're ready. They will thank you for the rest of their lives. And you will be blessed by being a blessing to someone else. We're going to feed them. We're going to feed them. We're going to furiously feed them that fire when it comes to business. You know, like we know, be in the room. If you're not the person to come to the room, give it to somebody who is and let them come on. Because it's going to be a transformative, it's going to be, I promise you, this event will be a transformer. This will be the state of change in your life and in your business. You will never be the same after this. That's all I'm going to say. I don't have no more.
On that note, let's grow.